Can you imagine finding out that someone who is junior to you is getting paid the same as you while doing less work than you? That happened to me, and as you can imagine, I got big mad, and I used that energy as fuel in order to pivot from that role, land another one that paid me 40% more, plus negotiate an extra $15,000 on my initial offer. Before I get into that, if you're new here, my name is Dels. I'm a lawyer, international business strategist, and career coach who is passionate about helping ambitious high achievers who have found themselves stuck in unfulfilling jobs or jobs that don't pay them enough to transition from those types of roles into new and fulfilling careers that they love. If that sounds like something that you'd be into and you want to know how to never settle for less in your career, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button right now and that you like and you comment and you engage with this video. So let me get into the gist of what happened. So way back when, I was a junior lawyer and I just qualified. I was working in a wonderful firm. I have to say this at the outset. They were a great firm. They were one of the best in the world and I really enjoyed working for them. But you know, I always say that you are in the business of you and your interest should always come first, especially if you have big financial responsibilities or a family to support or big goals for your life like I did. Anyway, so I graduated in the middle of the recession and I had struggled to actually get this first job. I will actually tell you guys, this is the first time that I'm sharing it on the internet, but at one point I was actually on JOBSEEKE'S allowance. And in the UK, that is social employment benefits or whatever, because like in the thick of the recession, guys, it was a tough time. I'm sure some of you watching this video can resonate with that, especially if you've been burned from this whole COVID situation. So actually going from university to business school and then graduating and not having a job, I was like, what the hell? And my bank account really went from there to like bottom very, very quickly. Anyway, so you can imagine that when I got this first job, I was super duper grateful. I was so happy. And when I qualified, I was the only junior person in my team because I'd qualified into an international office, and international offices are much smaller. So it basically means that if you are one or the only junior, you basically get everything funneled to you, right? If you think about it, in a law firm, you have partners, senior associates, everyone gets their stuff and the bottom rung of work sent to the trainee or the newly qualified associate, which was me. And that was fine for a time, but you can imagine my hours at the time were, I think when I left, I had 163% utilization. 9 hours is 100%. So I was super duper busy. But this wasn't that much of an issue because you know when you sign in for law and work in a big law that this is going to be your life. So finally, around 6 months later, we get another junior join the team, and you know, it was very clear from the outset that our work ethos was different. And initially, this didn't really bother me as much, but imagine if you're drowning and then someone walks into your office and is like, hey, I know that you've just done an all-nighter, but here is this extra piece of work for you to do, but there's someone else down the hall that could do the same thing. So I was like, why don't you just ask such and such to do it? And they're like, oh, no. Yeah, we want you to do it. The partner wants you to do it. And I quickly found out that it's because this other associate had this reputation for being not a hard worker, basically, or his work output was not the best, which was really none of my business, to be honest. Like, we are part of a team and it's okay for people to give him work. It's okay for people to give me work. And I have to say, he was a very, very nice person, but nice doesn't really get the job done, right? But what then was happening was that I was drowning and I felt like no one was talking to this guy. I don't remember how exactly I found out, but I found out that we were getting paid the same and we were in the same salary band. And the first thing I did was like, huh? Why? I work harder. My work output is better. Everyone knows this. This is why I'm slammed all the time. So why are we getting paid exactly the same? So then they explained to me that apparently for the first 5 years of junior associates careers, I think everyone gets paid pretty much the same amount. Your salary goes up every year incrementally across the board. And you would kind of expect that, yes, that is the system, but it is a bit unfair if one person is drowning and the other person is on WhatsApp web every day and everyone can see this. This used to make me so mad when I'd walk down the hallway and see his computer and be like, he's not working. Like, how is this okay? I was never able to get away with this kind of stuff. And the thing is, when you start to become resentful, when you start comparing yourself to other people and thinking it's not fair, it's a very disempowering place to be in. And it's not the right type of attitude that you want want to have. It's okay for you to accept that this is the way that things work. But if you really believe that you take ownership of your career and that you are in the business of you have to ask yourself, why are you settling for the situation in that one company that you're working for? For me, I had to do a lot of internal work and be like, okay, it's because I love this company, it's because they've been so good to me and stuff. But the truth is that actually wasn't the best place for me to be in, because I could be doing similar work and getting paid a lot more. So I did a bit of research and I found out that this was the case. And then I decided to do this one thing that many people are discouraged from doing or don't feel comfortable doing. I decided to ask. It's very, very important for you to ask people and be very open when you're having salary conversations. For some reason, people hate talking about salaries. I know that it's because you don't want other people to know what you're earning and stuff, but really and truly, one of the best benefits of being a bit more transparent in these conversations is because you realize that sometimes men are getting paid way more than women for doing the same job. Someone who is not really pulling their weight in the office is getting paid more than you. And in that case, you could be like, oh yeah, this company is treating me well. But really and truly, they are taking you for a mug. Because if you're working hard and if you're doing everything that you're expected to do, and this company is growing, they're reaping rewards, then why should you not be fairly compensated for that? And the worst thing that you can do is not know the market rate. I talk about this a lot in the Career Game Changer program. I know that many people are restricted from discussing their salaries because of their contractual restrictions, which was the case as me, but people talk. And when people are talking, I will listen. And there's other ways as well that you can find this intel. There's resources that you can use to make sure that you're making an informed decision. And this is what I did. When I started speaking to some of my other lawyer counterparts, like my best friend's lawyer in a different firm, again, she was junior to me at the time and she was getting paid the same as me. And I was like, wait. I also found out in this process that there's other companies that were actually hiring. So I did one of the things that I share with people on the Career Game Changer program about how to attract leads by really revamping your online presence. And one of the first things I did was to update my LinkedIn profile according to our system. I also started leveraging and engaging my network. It was a small market in Dubai. So, I gave myself this target. It's like, I'm going to get to know as many lawyers as I can, just speak to them, but also being discreet so that my other company wouldn't find out. And obviously in the process of this, what then happened was that a recruiter contacted me and said that this one other firm that I had my eyes on was interested in me. They'd seen my profile, they'd heard about me, and they wanted me to join them. I was so excited, and that's why I did this little dance, because I'm still remembering that feeling at the time, because I knew that I was about to join the big leagues in terms of bank. My other law firm was pretty much high up there, but these guys were known to pay a lot more, and it was kind of similar type of work anyway. Again, if you're in the business of you will basically always take the best offer. Loyalty is important, but you always have to remember that a company will get rid of you like that. So you actually have to be loyal to yourself first. The best part of this whole situation is that once I decided to act in my own best interest and really determine what was important for me, whether I wanted to stay with this company that had treated me well or move to this other company that paid me more and also had a good reputation, I realized that I was no longer concerned about what old boy was doing, because I was more concentrating on how I would leave the firm that I was at on good terms and recognizing that it is what it is. And the best thing that came from asking around is that I found out actually that I would have been joining this new company getting paid around 15,000 less than people who were already at the same level as me, because they were having the annual performance review thing coming up. And basically that meant that when they offered me the money, I was like, this sounds great. It was 40% more than what I was getting paid in my old firm. I think it was round about that amount. I remember doing the maths and my upgrade was around 40%. But anyway, I was like, I know that performance reviews are coming up, and I know that people at my level are going to get an average of around 10, 15K increase. I don't think it is right for me to accept the offer at the current level, even though I'm very grateful for it. I would like to kind of match the same salary as my counterparts based on what I found doing my market research. And they were like, oh, well, you're new to the company and we're only giving you a 3-month probation. And that's the reason why your offer is this amount. And I know that many people at that point would be like, okay, well, it's great that they offer me a good salary and they're a great company, but I just didn't want to be in the same position that I was in my old firm, in my new one. So I decided that I was going to negotiate using some of the skills and strategies that I've learned, and I will share in some of the upcoming videos on this channel. And basically I said to them, look, I understand that and I'm happy to have my probation period extended, but I want to join at pretty much this level. This is what I want. We had some back and forth, very respectful, and I got my offer. I got what I asked for. My probation period ended up being extended from 3 months to 6 months, but I could live with that. Like, who hires a lawyer at this point and then gets rid of them after 3 months? It doesn't happen, especially if you're good at your job like I was. So basically I negotiated this, and the only thing I conceded was an extra 3 months of a probation. My point with this video is that you always have to ask. I know that some people can get into trouble contractually if they start discussing their salaries, but guys, as I've said before, there are other ways to do this, and we dive deep into that with my clients in the Career Game Changer program. If you want to know how to transform your career and you are tired of settling for less, click the link in the description box below where you'll see how you can hop on the live advanced private training that I'm going to be hosting very, very soon on this. Depending on when you watch this video, it's probably already live, but if you don't click the description, you won't know and you won't be able to get in on the action. Thank you guys for watching. How do you feel about negotiating? Is it something that you are nervous about? Is it something that excites you and you research on so that you make sure that you go in there with the best confidence and badass attitude? If you guys want to know more about negotiation, I'm thinking that some of my next videos are going to be on this topic, but comment below. How do you find negotiating, and have you ever been in a situation where you find out that a colleague or someone is getting paid more than you, even if they're doing the same work, and you feel like that's not right? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Toodles!